DJ Hard Hit Harry. Those that know me from so many different lifetimes. DJ, publicist, radio personality, father, friend. So I have so many different people that I've touched in so many different lifetimes that I feel like so honored and blessed and grateful to be here with you to share, to share stories, So Sin, you already know I love you. And Redness, salute. We've all worked together intimately more in the more recent years, but I'm just grateful to be here to share and just to, uplift, Thank you for having me.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you both for being here. If you have any questions, please type them in the chat, and Red and I will try to get to them. But we'd like to start probably by just asking our lovely guests to tell us why do you think we invited you here? Why do you think you are a part of this Bedtime Stories platform? Why do you think we want you here?
Uh-oh. Can I go first?
Why not?
I think that, it's an opportunity for, people that's been in the industry for a long time to actually share stories and just knowledge gems to uplift, motivate people, to give people their life's paths. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a wonderful thing to be able to, to share stories, That's my take.
All right.
Okay. You there?
Well, I think, first of all, I want to thank you guys for having me, number one. Number two is, I think me personally, I don't want to divulge my age. I know I look very young, but I've been, like I said, I'm on the other side. So, because if I was a DJ, it'll sound like Timberlands in a dryer. So I'm on the other side. I'm the dancer. I'm the guy that supports. I'm the guy that follows the promoters, and I'm the one that, I listen to the music. Like I said, Harry, I've heard a lot of your stuff. So I'm the guy that benefits, enjoys, gets uplifted from the music and the environment and the events that are thrown. I can't even begin to say what it does to me emotionally, and I could imagine what it does to everybody else. So I think it's good to have Harry as the DJ and the producer, that he's facilitator, and I'm the one that's receiving all that good stuff, and I get crazy. As Red could tell you, I'm a nut on the dance floor. Yes. And like I said, I've been dancing for a long time. I'm not gonna say how long, but a little close to 40 years. But I'm not saying all that right now.
So you're really 75.
Yeah, that's how I feel after night of dancing, though.
Okay, sweet. Well, did either of you come prepared with an actual story you want to share with the people?
Oh, Harry, you go. Go ahead, Harry. You go first.
Oh, now you don't want to bogart the conversation.
You go first.
All right. Well, you know what? It's only appropriate for me to start with this bedtime story, and obviously, it involves my beautiful Red over here. So, many years ago, I was at one party. It started. It was ending at about 2:30 in the morning, and I was like, "Listen, you want to go to this other party?" And they're like, "What party?" "Oh, it starts at like 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning." And my buddy was like, "Nah, where?" I said, my homegirl Red has a party, an after party. We get ourselves some grilled sandwiches, because Red, the grocery store that was right under that spot on 2nd Avenue.
Yeah.
And I would get a grilled chicken sandwich. I get my coffee. I get my second wind, and then I would hit that after party. And next thing you know, it's 11 in the morning. So I don't know if you know, I don't want to divulge my age, but my son, who I'm a grandfather, would tell me, what are you doing? What can you possibly be doing from 4 a.m. to 11 a.m.? You can't, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm dancing. I'm actually
Yeah, no doubt.
dancing. We hanging out. So he goes, I never heard of a marathon party. I said, well, this is the lifestyle your dad leads, man. You know, it's what we do. They don't get it, you know. But it's coming out at 11 in the morning was nuts. And then I went to church. I still went to church,
Without sleep.
even though I might not have listened to the sermon, but I still went.
Right.
That's great.
Those after parties was everything, Red.
Everything about that party was illegal. Illegal.
Oh my God.
Illegal.
It was great.
It was great. It was great. And they let us do everything.
Oh, it was awesome. It was awesome. You know, and that grilled chicken sandwich is to die for.
Yeah, they were. They were.
Yeah, so that's just one of my stories.
Fantastic.
Well, my stories come from Jersey. Like my partying days comes from growing up in Brick City, New Jersey. You know what I'm saying? Came up in Jersey in the 70s. B-boy, you know what I'm saying? Like I popped, locked, you know, did all of that. And I was coming from Jersey City, you know, to rock at Washington Square Park. So I'd be in that zone. And at the same time, house music, you know, house music became really big for me as a DJ, listening to the radio, listening to cats like, you know, Cool DJ Red Alert, Mr. Magic, Frankie Crocker, all the way to, you know, 92 KTU, you know what I mean, with the Latin Rascals and, you know, Aldo Marin, and, you know, those influences like helped shape me as a DJ, you know, as to who I am. And so then when I started partying, man, it was over, you know what I'm saying? Because from Jersey, you know, we had clubs like Club Zanzibar. Those that know what it is, know what it is. You know what I'm saying? You been to Zanzibar, Redness?
No, I haven't. I was not. I did not.
You did most of New York?
Zanzibar comes up in these bedtime stories often.
Yes. I mean, that's my, you know what I'm saying, as a, you know, coming up with Club Zanzibar, Club Sensations, and then, you know, still doing like clubs like Roseland, you know, coming to Roseland and clubs like that in New York, and really getting a dose of New York. You know, I was going back and forth from New York to New Jersey, and it was just a wonderful experience. And then that's when I started DJing, you know, and it was just like an amazing experience. You know what I'm saying? One of my most craziest memories is like, you know, when I became a Fuji, those that know, I used to DJ for the Fugees, right? I auditioned for the Fugees with Clef, Lauren, and Prize. It was a great experience in the Booger basement. We got it together. We made it happen. I started touring with the Fugees. And I remember that one of the greatest stories that I'll never forget, which always, you know, I always vividly remember this, is when Wyclef went to get a goat. You know, he was like, yo, we're going to be the biggest act. We're going to be the biggest act ever. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get a live goat so that when we do our shows on stage, we're going to bring a goat out on stage. And that's what he did. He went and got a goat, put a Fugees t-shirt on the goat, sunglasses, and, you know,
I like it.
It was hilarious. But at the end of the day, the Fugees were always remembered for that. People remember the early Fugees shows when Wyclef would bring this goat out on stage. And then the goat would be like, you know, because goats can be finicky. They'd be like, no, I'm not going on stage. I'm not going, you know. And be shit in the truck. And then my boy Eric, Norman Eric Hill, that's my dude from Jersey. Shout out to E-Rock. He had a rodeo truck at the time. So the goat had to go in his truck. You know what I'm saying? So we rode in the truck with the goat. Fugees rode in their cars. We did the shows, but it was hilarious. One of my most funniest memories of life with the Fugees. You know what I'm saying? Salute to the Fugees, Wyclef, Lauren Prize. I got stories for days, man. Tony.
Yeah, man.
Yo, I gotta say this to you as a dancer, and Sin knows this too. I play for dancers, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the connection. Because if the dancers are not dancing, then I'm not doing my job, you know what I'm saying? So I always respect and love all my dancers. And I'm a dancer too, you know what I'm saying? I'm a dancer, so I get it. So as a DJ, it's like a divine connection. And salute to you, brother, you know?
Oh, absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. You know, it, like I said, it's hard to explain. Sometimes people ask me, you know, when I bring some of my family members with me, and I say, oh, this is my friend. He knew you when you was 2. And my son is like, well, Dad, all your friends here, for 20, 30 years. And, only in this realm, only in this kind of family of music that we have, that you foster these relationships for so many years. And my son, and my family stays amazed that I'm friends with people for 30, 40 years, and they don't understand that, because you have your commercial establishments, right? You got the hookah lounges, and you got everybody dresses up. So I remember when I used to go to the Loft, when I went to, well, not used to, because I went to the Loft October of 1980. And the last party I went to the Loft was February 2020. So that's to show you. And I remember my mother would tell me, you have on Kung Fu slippers, baggy pants, and a cut-off shirt. What club are you going to? Are you doing drugs, son? Are you in the gang? I'm like, no, I'm not in the gang. Well, you're leaving at 2 in the morning. They had like a family intervention for me. And I'm like, I go to this place called the Loft. And so some of the guys that took me there, had to talk to my parents. Then eventually I ended up going with a couple of fellas, Tab, shout out to Tab, Willie Q, and then the guys before me, Perry, Chris, Karate Chris, Fast Mike. I see Fast Mike all the time. When we go out to the events. A lot of the old lofters took me under their wing, but I just want to more talk about the friendships. Like I said, I know Red for many years. And you can't beat that. You see each other, you talk, and then you dance all night, and then next thing you know, 10, 15 years go by, and you're still seeing each other. And it's good to see people that are still around and they're still doing it, and then the younger generation coming up and appreciating what music's about, and what our music is about, because it's totally different, and it's hard to understand unless you feel it in your heart. You can't teach what we all do here. There's no class for that. I'm sorry. There's no class for that. You pay $19 and you learn how to be Red, or learn to be Sin, or learn to be Harry, it's got to come from here, and you got to, and it comes natural, and we don't count our steps. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and
it's definitely something special and something to be said about, like, the relationships that we build in these environments, because, like, most people build these kinds of relationships in like their jobs, right?
Yes.
They'll have these long-term relationships with people that they work with. It's like, I've worked at this job for 15 years. I know this person for 15 years, right? But this is totally different and something special. And so I get it when you say that, like, people don't necessarily understand it, because it's definitely something special. And it's, it brings me to one of the things that I like to ask people that join us here for Bedtime Stories. And that is, like, I know for me, there were certain things that happened in my life that caused this to be like, okay, no, now I know I'm here where I need to be, or like, I'm turned out. This is my shit now, right?
Yes.
So
yes.
What do you think it was? And this is a question for both of you. What do you think it was that made you, like, that turning point of like, okay, I'm not, and most of us were young when that happened, but, what do you think it was that made you say, okay, yo, this is it. I need this. This is a part of who I am.
And I just want to add on to that very quickly. I would like to because it's similar, but I feel like this is one of those turning points. The thing that made you say, I'm going to go to the club by myself. Because that's when you know you turned out.
Right.
That's when you know.
Yes.
Like, I feel comfortable enough. I'm going to know somebody there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So go.
I'm going to tell you, for me, the turning point was funny was, like I said, you know, I was a young whippersnapper, and, you know, I had the lead jeans with the crease. I had Adidas. I had a sheepskin. I got the sheepskin hat and the gloves, and, you know, I'm in the corner. You know, I'm you know, my street name was Tony Tone, you know, and all
wearing
that.
blue Nile oil.
Yeah, the whole, I had Egyptian musk coming out of my pores.
It was the second guess.
I was like this, you know, and there was this group of guys in where I lived at on Union Avenue, Blackie, Bando, Walter, a whole crew, you know, it was a whole crew of them, and I'll be hanging out, and it's like 1:30 in the morning, and I see them. They got orange, like farmers on, light blue ones. One had a wood straw hat, one of those round. Remember those wood hats, those straw hats they used to wear and all that. And I'm like, where you guys going? They're like, you would understand, kid. And I'm like, I'm gonna go with you guys. Nah. And eventually, you know, I was a big flipper guy. I would flip and stand on my head, but I had no direction, no style, no nothing. And eventually they said, listen, kid, you think that's dancing? I'm gonna take you somewhere. And that was I went, and it was October. I was sitting there, I went into the loft, and I was like, where am I? This is weird. These people are crazy. Then I looked, and I thought I saw Spider-Man going through the I was on the first floor. I thought I saw Spider-Man. Then I saw Wonder Woman, and I'm like, what is going on here? You know? And then I came home that day, and I think on Tuesday, I told my mother, I don't want to wear sheepskin no more. And she went with me to Canal Jeans and got me a couple of pair of baggies, cheap ass kung fu shoes. I cut off a t-shirt, and then, you know, that's where it began. And Red, to tell you, you know, when I got comfortable going by myself somewhere was the ozone layer with David Morales. I used to take the train to Church Street. And the first time I went by myself, I said, I hope somebody says hi to me. I hope. And when I got there, you know, hey, yo, what's up, young blood? And I felt like, oh my God, they love me. And, you know, and next thing you know, it was over. That was it. You know, sheepskin hung up, Lisa hung up, no more shell tops, you know, and it was over. And you know, 2020, I'm wearing a Burger King hat, and I'm still not. I'm still crazy.
From shell top to shelter.
Yeah. Yeah, so I like I said, you know, it's for me, it was someone introducing me to it, you know. And like I said, what I said before, right? I could have went to the loft and said, oh man, this is not for me, right? You know, but I went. This opened up. Next thing you know, I can't even mention the places. You know, ozone layer. You know, the garage. You know, I can't. You know. Went to the garage, and that was another experience when Grace Jones was on stage. I thought I passed out. I was there, you know what I'm saying, Harry? So that's just me.
Yeah, man. I mean, I've been to the garage twice, only ever, you know what I mean? But the most memorable experience ever in my life, it was being at the Paradise Garage in terms of all the clubs I've ever been to. But I'm pissed I've never made it to the loft. I wish I would have made it to the loft. I've never made it to the loft.
Magical.
But I caught the end of the garage, got in twice. I didn't have a membership, so I had to go on, you know, my boys' membership. Shout out to Les. And we would come from Jersey to Paradise Garage. And then Sound Factory Bar, I was doing that a lot with, you know, with Barbara Tucker and shout out to DJ Camacho, rest in peace, DJ Camacho. He used to be downstairs. You know, Little Luna, Barbara Tucker. So I came up in that whole scene and the shelter, you know what I'm saying? And you know, for me, you know, I just love the you know, I truly miss the community. And speaking on that, you know, the community aspect is what's really lacking for me. You know, and that's what I really miss. You know, you go there week after week. You know, that's how I met Voodoo Ray. You know, that's how I met Voodoo Ray. You know, he used to do the door at the Sound Factory, you know, and we instantly became friends, and to the, you know, to the end, you know what I'm saying? So rest in peace to my brother Voodoo Ray. Yeah, it's a lot going on, man. A lot
going on, right?
I mean, when we talk about turning points, you know, those are the turning points that I remember specifically. You know, wild pitch parties, you know what I mean? Shout out to DJ Basil, you know, Mansky. You know, I was there, I was in there, you know what I'm saying? And
they were great parties.
Like that, cats like that, you know, helped shape me as a DJ. You know, Basil is a huge influence for me as a DJ. So, yeah.
And you know, I'm gonna tell you, and a major moment for me in this, my party scene or my dance scene, what I do, because you know, usually the parties were either in Manhattan. The loft was always been in Manhattan, the Village, or I had to go to Brooklyn, you know. But when I received my invite from my sister Red, she's like, "Oh, I'm in the Bronx." I'm like, "What? In the Bronx? I only gotta go 10. I could walk there, man." And one of the best events I ever attended, and you know, and I've attended a lot of events. Red had a potluck, so we had the.
God, that was so special.
I tell you, it was special, man, because before, you know, see, a lot of times, I know people for a lot of years. I don't know their last names. I don't know what they do. I just been partying with them for 10, 15 years, right? So that day when Red hosted, and I think it was Jaguar J and John's house, John's
Law.
yeah, she hosted so everybody bought food. Everybody had a potluck. Everybody bring a plate of food, and let's talk and eat before we start the party. And talking to people, I said, "Oh, wow, oh, you a nurse. Oh, wow, you a lawyer. Oh, wow, you're a teacher. Oh, man, I didn't know that. Oh, yeah," you know, and you start talking to people and outside the music scene as you sharing a plate of food, and next thing you know, now it just even becomes more intimate. And I mean in a friendship way, of course. You know, a lot of brothers I met, I'm like, "Oh, I didn't know you worked for MTA. Oh, I didn't know you was a bus driver. Oh, you're," you know, and that put us even closer now because we just don't know each other. Like, "Hey, man, you the guy that rocks out. Oh, you the girl that does the split. Oh, you the guy that does the handstands." Okay, now it's more like, "Oh, you're a grandfather, you're a mom, you're a dad, you're a brother. Oh, okay."
And you make banging mac and cheese.
Oh,
because all the food was delicious.
all right. Oh my
Oh
God.
my God.
Somebody made a sweet plantain pie. Oh, it was so good that I think I had too much, and I didn't start dancing till maybe like 3:30 in the morning because I did 2 spins. I was the brown blimp after that. But I think something like that, I always remember that because, like I said, I got to know people that I know for years in a different way. You know, I got to know them more intimate as opposed to just like, "Hey, man, you know, I see you in the next party." So, and I think that should be done more. You know, and it was just an amazing event. I always remember that. You know, so things like that just.
I'll tell you, Tony, that came up. That was actually myself and Vicky that put it together.
Okay.
It was because our friend DJ Master Doc had passed away.
Yes, rest in peace.
He did food for his what's the word? We did food for after the funeral, and
yeah.
While we were serving the food, her and I were saying, you know, why are we only sharing meals with these people? You know, a lot of club people were there when somebody passes away. Why don't we put together you know, and it was around the holidays, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And actually, no. It was April. It was in April. And we said, why don't we put something together? And like, I'm going to open up the party 2 hours early and everybody's going to bring something. And I, you know, kept track, like, we're not going to have a whole room of spaghetti. So, so we actually kept track of who was bringing what so that we would have a variety. And, but the most important part was, why don't we, share a meal together? And we tried to make it fun, and we had the little tickets under. If you remember, we had games, but it was more just like, yeah, why don't we have a conversation? Why don't we do this? Some of us have known, like you said, for 40 years, some of us 50 years. Why don't we share a meal together while we're here, while we can, and not only because somebody passed? And so that's where that came from. So thank you for saying that.
Oh yeah, that
and
was
hopefully
awesome.
When this is all over, we can do it.
Yeah.
And on that note, Tony, you said some people, oh, I didn't know you were a lawyer. I didn't know you were this. I didn't know you were that. Well, some people don't know what you are. And we don't have to get into that, but I bring that up to say, for those who don't know, Tony is not just, he's a cop, but he's not just a cop. He's like our house music superhero at times, it seems, because I look at, you're over here, I'm like, I'm saving the world over here. I'm over here now in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
And I say that to say that someone who seems to pop up each week named Ali Coleman said, thank you, Tony, for your work in helping humanity in times of emergency. And that was important to say.
Thank you so much.
We all thank you for that.
Yeah. And I think for me, like I said, they send me to all catastrophes around the world, in the country, and here, and listen, if I take what the love that I get and the support I get, and from that my house scene, I'm gonna say house scene. I don't know what else to say, just to make it so people can understand it. It's easy for me to do what I do because I'm surrounded by it all the time, and I remember, now that you brought that up, I remember I was in Puerto Rico for a while, I was out there for a long time. And when I came back, my friends, people, my family and friends, I say family because they put together a homecoming for me. Yeah. And it was beautiful, man. House, they played my favorite classics. And so who does that? What other community would, accept me back and be like, hey man, I know you had a hard time out there. I know you saw nothing but destruction and death, but check this out. I'm gonna play that record you like, Say a Prayer for Two, man, and it was over. So like I said, it's easy. It's easy with friends and family like you guys. It just makes it easy. So I thank you, and Ali's my boy, man. That's my boy, man. So listen, I'll do this till I can't no more, So
shout out to Ali Coleman.
Yeah, man. Old Lofter there, right there.
And Little Ray said, thanks for being in the Virgin Islands.
Yeah, Little Ray. Yeah. It's funny? That jamboree, man. Little Ray, great job with the jamboree, man. I was looking forward to it, and I'm privy to some information from the city because I work for the city. And man, when I was like, they're gonna cancel it, Ray. I was like, oh. Listen, you gotta see me in the meeting when I found out.
No,
they were like, yeah, why you getting so upset? I'm like, oh, I don't know. I don't want to say I'll be out there hanging out. But I hope that with everything that's going on, sooner or later, something to give and we're able to congregate again, because I think that this is what we do. Harry, what you do when you play your music, I'm telling you, I've had days and I've had weeks where I'm like, oh my God, I just can't wait to get to the club or to get to the event, to hear that music, to say hi, to get a hug, to get a kiss, to get a tap on the back, to, and wave at the DJ, except, right, Harry, you can't interrupt the DJ when he's in the zone, right? Like,
that's no.
You gotta wait till he looks at you, right? Because if you tap him when he's doing your thing, you mess him up, right? Am I wrong?
Yeah, but I'm mad inviting though,
Yeah, I know.
I feed off of people, I feed off of people. So yeah, when I see people show up, I'm like, you already know, Sin.
Yeah.
Red, I'm like, what's up? You know,
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
skipping.
You know something? I always feel important when the DJ says hi to me while he's playing. I feel like I'm VIP. Like he know me and shit.
You know what? The DJ probably thinks the same thing about you.
I never thought about it like that. You know, but yeah, I guess so.
Because, you know, we
Well,
are
that
practical
I
people. You do want us at your parties. I'm just saying.
The cool kids. That's what I call us. The cool
Yes.
kids.
Yes.
Yes.
Shout out to the Funk Box, man. That's my, you know, Sin, that was my safe haven on Sundays. I would pop and just get loose on the dance floor, man. So big shout out to Tony and, you know, you and, you know, just everybody, man. That was my, I miss the community, you know, this, got to get back to that, you know. We have it, we still have it amongst ourselves, thank God, you know. Ain't nothing like, you know, like Funk Box Sundays or Redness Party or, you know, you know what I'm saying? Like, got to get back to that, you know?
Yeah.
You know, I think that, you know.
And especially the outdoor festivals, I started to say when you brought up the Jamboree, that right there is something that, you know, I really missed this summer, you know? You know, go to Warrenacre Park, you know, that crazy, you know. I think the last time I was there, Jahava Hamid was spinning off the chain.
Off the chain, right?
Sound system, nuts, outdoor vibe, you know. So I'm kind of upset that they didn't still have it to some degree, but I understand because it would have brought so many people, you know what I mean? But all those outdoor festivals, you know, Soul Summit and, you know, Fort Greene Park and, you know, so yeah.
I'm confident that it'll come back. You know, it'll come back. You know, we've prevailed as a race. You know, so I think that it's going to happen. You know, because this COVID weight that I'm gaining is no good at all. You know, I might be able to do a half a handstand now. You know, and a two. You know, so I'm gonna be more like this for right now until I get in shape. You know, do a little two-step. You know, but yeah.
Well, you're not alone, so.
Yeah, you know, but like I said, I miss everybody. You know, I miss everybody. I mean, you know, I see Red. You know, I used to see Red. You know,
I have a question for you guys.
I'm there. You know, so hopefully it'll pan out. It'll pan out. You know, so let's see. You know.
I have a question for you guys. If there was a song, one song that like just takes you to that place, what would it be?
Songs.
Okay.
It's hard to pick one song, right? I know that there are a few that like.
I feel it right here, right now.
Like, right? What's one of those for you?
Man, so many, but I gotta definitely say for me, Just As Long As I Got You.
Long as I got you, I got it. No.
The first time I heard it on a loud sound, and that was Club Sensations with DJ Mark Thompson, and he used to play reels to reels, you know what I'm saying? And you know, Mark was just a beast, but when I heard that song,
Yeah,
you know, so
oh, I'm so happy.
Yes, you did, baby. You know, and I don't know why I'm out there, yo.
Yeah, it's bananas.
You know, one of those records that just keeps taking you there, and then when the breakdown, just as long as
so many layers, and you got the background.
Right? Yes.
Yeah.
And then the musicality. I have another record too that I gotta definitely slip in there real quick. But Where Were You When the Lights Went Out?
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
I
In New
love that
York
song.
City.
Yeah,
Don't you know that I was
I
making
didn't make
love?
love.
He was making love.
That- Again, because this club, I say Club Sensations because coming out of high school, that was the club in Jersey that I got to hear music in a big sound system. You know, before I was able to get into, you know, Club Zanzibar and all this other, I used to go to Club Sensations. I was getting in because the DJ, you know, I knew the DJ, so special guest came in every week. And so that night the lights went out record, when he played that record and he turned off the lights, you know, you know, there was a part where he goes, "Well, the lights went
All the
out."
lights went out. Yeah.
And I'm like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it's just crazy, you know. The club days back then, man, DJs had exclusives. So I heard exclusives of like, you know, like Tony Humphries and, you know, Merlin Bob and all those cats had like actual exclusives on reel to reel. So you had like Colonel Abrams running, you know, doom, 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 doom. You know what I'm saying? That record I heard it live in the club. You know what I'm saying? Salute to Boy Jarvis, may he rest in peace. But that was my brother, man. And you know, those days are vivid for me. And again, I go back to that song, The Night the Lights Went Out. That's when I saw the marry of turning off the lights in a club for the first time. You know, and it was dark, you know, and then the lights, you know, always remember those two songs, you know what I'm saying? But yeah.
Nice.
For
Right.
me,
I get into a musical zone sometimes. It's
yeah. But for me, I you know, and it's still my favorite song of all time. Of course, I was at the Loft on Prince and Mercer. Yeah! And
yo, is that always the yell? Is that
David played because you know, in the Loft there was no mixing, you know. He played the whole record, only vinyl to the end. And then you know, you stop, people go nuts. And he played Love's Got Me Dancing on the Floor by Third World. And I said, what the fuck is going on right now? Oh, when I heard that, oh man, I'm saying, so I ran to one of my boys. I said, who the fuck is that? He goes, go ask David, he'll tell you. David would tell you who the artist is and all that. So I went and asked him, and he was like, yeah, Third World. So for me, it's Third World, Love Dancing on the Floor. But, you know, like I said, I heard at the Loft, but the second time where it brought my hairs up was a place called Together in Spirits. Conrad used to throw that in Manhattan. And Glenn Thornton was downstairs, Will Milton was upstairs. Props to Will Milton. He was playing My First Mistake. Never gonna make that same mistake again. I won't. You was my mistake, you know, which is like half my life. But anyway, that's another story. But but he was playing that, and all of a sudden I kind of, you know, now he's mixing it, and I'm saying, nah, he ain't playing that, is he? Is he playing that? And when he swung into that, man, I'd spun around so many times that when I stopped, the room kept spinning, and I had to stop for a second, and my heart was pounding, and I'm like, what the fuck just happened? You know, and it was just, that song just kills me, man. Oh my God, I love that song. So, you know, Love Got Me Dancing on the Floor is my favorite song. Till today. And you know what's funny? Even my 5-year-old grandson knows that's Grandpa's song. Nice. So I trade my whole family. Whenever that song comes on, I shut the fuck up. Yeah, that's my one favorite song, man. You know. So those are good memories, man. Together in Spirits. I mean, it's, you know, like I'm sitting here reminiscing about all these parties, and every every uh every party, like the loft. I mean, I'm a lofter. I'm a loft head till I die. But I've got ozone layer, together in spirits, all of Red's events, and there's always a facilitator. And Harry, you would definitely know more than me, right? The loft, David Mancuso, together in spirits, Glenn Thornton, Will Milton, Brian Cox, Red, he's bad, and so you always had somebody facilitating that great music that you felt in your soul, man, where listen, I'm getting on this train, I'm gonna get on there for 2 hours and I'm gonna go listen to David Morales. I'm gonna get on this train, I'm gonna take this, well, there was no Uber back then, but I'm gonna take this car, whatever you had to do to get to hear Harry play. I'm gonna get in this, and and as promoters, right? Red knows, Sin knows, that, you need that person that takes that crowd and just, what I'm saying? Like, and I'm the Mr. One more song and I'm leaving, right? And 3 hours later, one more song and I'm leaving. So needless to say, none of my family members or friends that are not really into it don't come with me.
Right.
They're like, they're like, you go on your own,
Yeah, I'm about to put you in a cab because I'm not.
Yeah. I never heard anybody partying for 8 hours. I never seen that. We go to a club for 2 hours. We have cosmopolitans, and we listen to some cool music, and and we dress up. And I'm sorry, man.
Well, look,
I only dress up for weddings.
Tony, trying to explain to people how back in the day we somehow it was logical to us to take a nap at the club.
Oh my God.
Yes.
And actually sometimes tell people, hey, wake me up in an hour. And it'll be a row of us on the floor sleeping. And then we get up and boom, party.
Yes.
Keep going.
Either that or wake up because your jam was playing and you're like,
Yeah.
that's my shit. That one.
Yes. Listen, let me tell you. Now that you put that up, Red, I'm telling you. So at the loft, I would religiously take a nap when E2, E4 came on. I don't know.
20 minutes.
I don't know. Harry, those fucking records it's 35 minutes long. So, right. So I knew E2, E4 came on. That's my 35-minute nap, and I would take it.
Your lullaby.
It's my shit.
Harry, how long is that song, right? That thing is long.
30 minutes, yeah. Shout out to my man Justin. Speaking of that record, Justin, DJ Aquabeat, just posted a picture, and he had E2, E4 cover, that cover on the iconic checkerboard cover.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I know.
E4, so it's funny that you say that, man.
Great song, don't get me wrong, guys. It's just, that was my song. I would not dance and take my nap. And like Sin said, right, you're napping, but your body knew when they played that song, you woke up. I was, oh yeah, and you got up and you're like, okay, now I'm good, but absolutely, you got to take the disco nap in the club.
Look, Ali called the piles of us on the floor cuddle puddles.
Yeah, that's right. You're right, because I wasn't the only one napping. There was a few of us.
I think that the fact that
a lot of us.
I
Yeah.
think that the fact that we napped and did that in that place is a testament to the safety that we feel in our community, right?
Yes.
The safety of like, I could go to sleep here and nothing's gonna happen to me.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And that's also something that's very special about this particular community, because I know that if I went to hear Funk Master Flex, I was not going to sleep.
No, you were not.
But if I went to the Sound Factory, I might go to sleep and go take some of those benches right outside the dance floor and then wake up because I was like, oh shit, they got oranges out.
Yes.
Or because your friend is tapping you and they're like, yo, you want to smoke? You're like, let me get up.
Get up.
Right.
And you're right, and I'm gonna venture to say, right, that it's funny because I cannot remember a time where I've seen any altercations in any events that I've gone to that involves this community here. You know, you might get your little arguments here and there, but you know, like I said in my business, you know, I deal with that stuff, you know, and for us to be able to go somewhere, not get magnometer, you know, get checked out, get searched, take your shoelaces off, cough, bend over, cough again. Let me see your underarms. Let me, you know, if I'm going to a place like that, to me, that's not safe.
Yeah, no doubt.
You know, I'd rather come in, see my people, I leave my bag. You know, I've never experienced ever, and I've left my bag everywhere. As a matter of fact, people go, Tom, you left your bag, you know? So yeah, you know, I lose myself. And, you know, and it's funny because we all look out for each other, you know? And I remember leaving the loft, the garage, I was on there wherever, you know, Red's parties, events, and I see somebody flagging a cab or waiting for, well, before Uber, you know, hey, where you going? You know, oh, I'm going, come on, get in the car.
Yeah.
You know, and they felt safe enough to say, yeah, you know, I'll jump in the car with Tom, or I'll jump, you know why? Because that's how we are. So, you know, and I try to explain that to people, but
It's
they
hard
just don't understand. They don't understand.
Tony, like what you said earlier, well, but actually you always speaking about it. Most people have the actual family, which is not a choice. You got what you got. You have the people that you work with, which you may or may not like. And then you have this. We have this. This
Yes.
is something else. And my daughter sometimes says, you know, when even in this last year, so many people that have passed away and all this. And she says,
Yeah.
I don't know if I would want to have that many friends or know that many people. And I told her I wouldn't change that for the world, because you're looking at the losses that I'm going through, but you're not looking at the love that I receive all the time with all these people. And that's
Yes.
a beautiful thing, you know? And it's such a
It
variety of people. Like Harry, you're Haitian, you know, Tony, Puerto Rican, like we're all so different, and we all have this thing that brings us together, and it's a beautiful thing.
It is. And like I said, you know, it's funny. It's here in my community. This and the loft. I say loft community, but I just mean everyone. You know, my diversity, the most friends from all cultures, nationalities, and beliefs are here.
Mhm.
Are here, because in my professional life, not really. You know, your family's your family, right? But you know, Jewish, Black, Arab, mulatto, Indian. I met them all, and we've all danced together. We've all hugged together. We've all, you know, cried together, unfortunately, because like Red said, we're losing a lot. You know, people are starting to pass on, and it hurts, but we're there for each other, man. And I think that's, you can't beat that. You can't beat that, you know. And it also educates you, because I know a lot through y'all, you know. You know, like I want to know how Harry got that fly ass beard, because I gotta figure that out for myself.
Quarantine beard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man. I mean, you know, my story, I don't know, for those that, I feel like my life is an open book, you know. A lot of people that know me kind of know me, you know, from, like I said, so many different lifetimes. Originally, you know, like from Haiti, you know, came here at 3 years old, lived with my mom and my father before they split, moved to Canada, lived in Canada for a while, then I moved to Jersey. And then I grew up in Jersey, pretty much, you know, high school and, you know, my formative years, you know, teenage, you know, dancing, clubbing, Jersey, you know what I'm saying? Brick City, Newark, Orange, East Orange, graduated from Union High, and definitely lived in Jersey until, you know, my youngest daughter was born, which is Molly, Mazi Smazi, dancer. And when she was born, that was 9/11, and I was living in Jersey.
Wow.
I was living in Jersey City at the time, you know what I'm saying? She was born in June, and then 9/11 happened. Boom, September. And I was in Jersey at the time. She was in Brooklyn. So it was a really mind-boggling experience, because now you're talking about a life, world-changing situation that happened with 9/11. It's crazy. And then I came back to Brooklyn, you know, shortly after 9/11. I moved back to Brooklyn to be with my daughter's mother. And I've been here ever since, you know what I'm saying? Building my, you know, my name, my brand, and, you know, just kind of just, you know, making things happen. And extremely grateful for all the blessings and the relationships and the people that I've worked with. Along the way, I was a publicist, you know what I'm saying? And I worked with so many different artists, working for Angelo Ellerby, Double Exposure. That was an amazing experience in itself. You know what I'm saying? As a young public, this was after the Fugees, I got into PR. And then, you know, I did that for 3 years with Angelo and worked with Mary J. Blige, worked with, you know, Uncle Luke, Drew Hill. You know what I'm saying? I did the publicity campaigns for Drew Hill. That's kind of funny, like a Drew Hill Unsung came on television maybe about a month or two, a couple months ago. And they showed a lot of the press pictures from when I did their PR and shit. And I'm watching it on Unsung. And I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I work with Patra. You know, here's the story. I was Patra's publicist. Y'all remember Patra, right?
Yep.
Pull up to my bump, right? So, true story, man. Like I had, you know, at the time, like I said, I was an up and coming publicist working at Double Exposure. And my boss at the time, Angelo Ellerby, he was like, you know, the Source Awards was happening. And it was the exact same Source Awards in which Suge Knight declared war on that whole situation. So I didn't know that then, but check it. I'm there at the PR firm and my boss is like, you have to take Patra, you know, to the Source Awards. And I was like, oh man, I was like, wow, okay, let's do it. I'm hyped, it's the Source Awards, I'm gassed. And so as her publicist, you know, I'm responsible for, you know, having her take pictures, photo ops and what have you. It was dope. Everybody was there, man. It was crazy. And that was like in the 90s, I think it was like 95, 96. And I'm sitting with Patra and next thing you know, Suge Knight gets up there and he said what he said. And y'all, if y'all remember, he was like, if y'all, you know, want to come to a label where you don't have to worry about, come to Death Row. And the climate, and I was there. You know what I'm saying? I was there with Patra. And the first thing I thought about was like, I got to get Patra out of here. You know, I got to get Patra out of here because something's about to happen. And, you know, it was one of those things that we all saw how, you know, the rap, you know, industry ended up after that. You know what I'm saying? I think that was the pinnacle, well, actually the beginning, the spark. I was there in the room where, you know, it just got real tense, you know what I'm saying? Got real tense and the whole East Coast, West Coast thing. We know what happened with Pac, we know what happened with Biggie. May they both rest in peace. But, you know, I'll never forget that moment because that was one of the PR clients that I had to take to the Source Awards, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's tough.
And it was cool, man. You know, from that, you know, I did so much. I formed my own PR firm from KRS-One. KRS-One contacted me and he was like, yo, you know, I'm going on tour and I need a publicist. So that's how I started my own company, Meridian Entertainment, with my partner, Lisa Chase Patterson. And that was an experience like unforgettable. Here I am now, you know, publicist for my own company and work with like Burger King and, you know, Wu-Tang Records, so many clients, man. It was just a great way to tap into the media, you know, to really, I understand media because I had to deal with media every day. You know what I mean? Magazine, television, newspapers, you know, and now social media, you know. So it was these lessons are just, and I use those to apply to what I do today, you know, media contacts that I still have today. So when you see me on like Fox 5 News or Good Day New York, or, you know what I mean? It's because, you know, I have those relationships too, thank God, you know. Salute to Veronica Rosario. But yeah, man, you know, I'm just grateful for, like you said, relationships and community and building, you know, some people could definitely say they know me from either DJing, publicity, or just that dude from Jersey, man, or Brooklyn, you know, very approachable, loving, and, you know, that's my story, man, you know.
So
I love it. I love it.
A lot more.
Story.
That's great. And before we move on and before we get caught up or cut off of Instagram, I want to give you an opportunity to just tell us about if there's anything that you want us to know about, something that you're doing or something that you want us to know about. Now, I would love for you to share that with those people that are listening.
Okay. Well, basically, you know, as like I said, you know, I'm just, you know, I'm a dancer, a badass dancer at that, I must say. But on the other end, on the other spectrum of that, you know, I'm gonna be doing I'm doing Zoom and I'm trying to figure out the dates for it, but just overall, it's gonna be safety tips because of the climate that we're living in right now. I don't, you know, not to doom and gloom, but you know, the city right now is not really safe.
Hey, that's real.
And I would hate for any one of my family members or friends from my community get not be aware of so be aware of what's going on. So I usually, you know, I wouldn't be. It's going to be informative, some safety tips, things you can do to keep your family and yourself safe. You know, just overall wellness for the times that we are living in. Coming from me, because I deal with emergency management. So I'm gonna be putting that out there soon. It'll be on my Facebook page, you know, Tony Prince Street Lofter. You know, if you go on my page, Red can tell you it's an open book. You know, so whatever you see, listen, you see. It's just me. But you know, I'm doing that because I just want to make sure. You know, I get a lot of phone calls from people. Hey, I wasn't aware. Are these services available? And they are. You know, remember, you know. Knowledge is the key. And, you know, unfortunately, people that look like us, we don't get that information. But fortunately, people that look like us, that are in there, like me, I'm gonna give it. And I give it out. And I give it right to where you need to go. And it's beneficial. And if it can help save somebody's life or help you, somebody that's in need, or help yourself. So I'm going to put that out there soon. Just look out for it for the Zoom. It's just basically going to be some public safety stuff. You know, and it's always been a success. So just be on the lookout for that.
That's
Awesome.
awesome.
Thank you. That I think I'm looking forward to it because, you
Yeah.
know, I, as a mother of a teenage daughter, I want all the information I can get to keep us safe, you know.
Yes.
So I love that. And thank you for that.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Harry?
Oh, Harry?
I'm teaching. I'm grateful to be teaching now. I teach a DJ class every Tuesday called DJ 101, the history of DJ culture. And I want to give back in a way, you know, to pay respect to the pioneers. And it's not your average, you know, you come in and you're watching me, hey, this is the turntable and that's a turntable and this is the needle and this is the mixer. And it's more or less like really giving respect to the pioneers like Grandmaster Flash, Africa Bambaataa, Kool Herc, Grand Wizard Theodore, and the list goes on and on. DJs from Queens, DJs from Jersey. And I really want to put it in a way where we're really delving into the history of DJ culture, from hip hop to house to reggae, you know, to all those genres, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm doing now. And not only that, it's in partnership with this website called emstudio.org. Wonderful website. They have all kinds of like yoga and meditation. And my class is the only one that deals with DJ, you know. And not only that, but also exploring, you know, brand partnerships and how we can marry, you know, everything going on with the DJ culture today with brands, right, Sin? You know, Red, you know, how we can really, in this virtual space that we're in, how to make this really happen. So it's a discussion on that. It's, you know, just really talking about it and really trying to form some type of, you know, delivering more and more content. Because the DJ scene and the nightlife is still very much alive.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, it is. It is.
You know, I'll hop on Tony Touch's page. I'll go to Funkbox. You know, people come to my page. I go to, you know, all the DJs. You know, I'm club hopping.
Yeah.
In a virtual space, and so
and it's a lot easier to club hop this way because you could just click and be in like a different vibe and say hello to people and like you know, so it's a whole new dynamic.
And it's cheaper because you ain't gotta pay at the door.
Yeah, but hopefully people are like, you know, tipping their nightlife friends.
Yes.
You know,
that's the discussion. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you know, that's the discussion, you know, and I'm grateful to have this discussion, and I invite you all to the discussion every Tuesday and beyond. You know, I'm going to be doing more and more days but right now I'm sticking to Tuesdays, 1 hour on Tuesdays. I'm on Zoom, so I incorporate, you know, the video footage of, like, you know, Grandmaster Flash. You know, I just, like today, for example, I was talking about, and I always open it up with something that really sparks the discussion, you know, and it's really to get some thought, like, what does it really mean to be in the moment, you know? Because we know that the DJ sets the tone and the feel of the room, right? You know, I come in, I set the mood, the feeling, and the tempo for the experience. So what does it really mean to be in the moment? And I pick a specific part, and y'all know this to be true. As a dancer, you know this to be true. As dancers, when you're in a moment and you're in a dance space with that song, and then the DJ, because I'm a DJ, gives you that next record, that space right there, if you can follow me, before that next record is that moment. Okay, what's he gonna play next? You know what I mean? And DJs always are in that moment to the next moment.
Right.
I mean, as dancers, you flow with the DJ, right? You flow, and that's what we were exploring today. So I played a clip from the Get Down, in which Grandmaster Flash was teaching, you know, his students that finding that moment where, okay, now you're about to cue it up, you're about to get ready, boom, and then you drop it. You know what I'm saying? And always that's how B-boys got started. That's how hip hop DJs got started, from actually, from, you know, club records or house records or funk or soul, because that moment is the break. Okay, here comes the moment. You know what I'm saying? The break. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about moments and translating that to today. You know, so
you know,
check out.
but I tell you, you talk about the moment, right? You know, I get those a lot, but for me, some of my better enjoyment is seeing other people that have the moment and watching what they go through.
Absolutely.
Right? And a quick story, you know, my son went to Catholic school, you know, like Catholic school, Irish Christian brothers. And one of the, you know, they had the teachers, and there was this, the dean of the school, the dean, mind you, the dean. So now fast forward, Red knows, there's this party called Joy. Oh,
Joy.
Anyway, party out in Brooklyn. Nori hosted an awesome party. I'm there doing my thing, walking to the bathroom, and guess who I see having a moment? The dean of my son's Catholic high school. Mr. Straight Lace, going to detention, don't talk. He's having a moment read by the women's bathroom. I'm like, I ain't gonna say his name, but I was like, aren't you the dean of the Catholic high school? Oh, yeah. I said, yeah, I've seen you before. I've seen you before. And I messed up his moment, but the point is, he was feeling it, you know? And the fact that he's the dean of a Catholic high school shows you what was
the rating of the moment? Was it PG? Was it R?
Well, let's see. I don't know. When you're on your knees and you're like barking like a dog, that's a moment. That's a moment, you know. But that's a moment, and
that's a great story.
Yeah, and it's crazy because the song was free love. You know, my love is free. You know, yeah. So it shows you that this community, we got them all. We got them all. Deans from Catholic high school partying. So listen, man, it's special. You know.
It's very special.
Needless to say, he's very nice to me now.
As you can see him in a vulnerable moment.
I have a quick question. Well, I have a couple of things. One, Harry, Little Ray would like to know, where in Canada were you growing up?
Montreal.
Okay.
I lived in Montreal for 4 years during the '76 Olympics. Around that time, I'll never forget it, because that's the Olympics. First time I ever saw an Olympic situation. I was in an Olympic city, you know, at that time. It was crazy, you know. But yeah, Montreal, man. And I had never been to Toronto until just recently, you know. But yeah.
Okay, one more quick question.
What up, Little Ray?
If you could give us the semi-short version, the semi-short answer to this question. This is in reference to you speaking about advertising then and now and moving towards social media. And Liza would like to know, how is what you do now different from when you started?
What I do now is different because I'm in the social media world, social media age. So I've watched, you know, literally watched the world change with the advent of, say, an iPhone. In my lifetime, to be able to see that is bananas. How we communicate through FaceTime and Zoom, and, you know, to be able to see that is just really dope. So I think using that technology and of course embracing you know, the softwares and everything that I used to DJ, like Serato and, you know, my Pioneer controller, and, you know, like I'm in my studio now. So, you know, this is what I got going on right now. I do online radio shows. I have a podcast called Haitian All Stars Radio, where, you know, I'm on iTunes, Google Play, iHeartRadio, you know what I'm saying? So I'm embracing the technology, and I love it. You know, I think that it's great. It's still taking of getting used to, but this is what I asked for. You know, true story, I had literally just got my passport. You know, I didn't have my passport up until just recently. I had a green card all these years, and I just became a U.S. citizen.
Congratulations.
So this is going to be the first time voting.
What you wish for?
This is, I mean, but you know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, even though the passport ain't really worth anything right now like that, but in a virtual space, right? In a virtual space, I just did a Frontline Workers Global E-Fest to people from all over the world. You know what I mean? And even before that, I did another Artist in Action event, another global event, you know what I mean? And this is what I asked for, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I want to be able to touch the world, you know, and not just what I'm doing here, but to be able to touch people all over the world with my music and my production and my message, you know? So I'm embracing technology. I'm embracing it. That's the difference that I see it now. When I started doing PR, I was using a fax machine, fax campaigns, you know what I'm saying? You know, like I was doing fax campaigns, and then started getting on the computer and then started doing email campaigns, you know? And then now with social media, it's just, I love it. You know, I love it and I'm embracing it.
Sweet. Well, Harry, I just want to say to you, earlier you mentioned how you just wanted to slip in the title of that second record. You said slip in. So speaking of slipping in, you're getting a new baby. Congratulations.
Congratulations. I almost said it when you were talking about Molly, like, you got a baby coming.
Congratulations.
Nice. Congrats.
Thank you. Thank you.
Tony, you over there. So, I mean, for those who don't know, Tony is hilarious. And if you do go to his page, his Facebook page, Tony Prince Street Lofter, you will get a lot of laughs as well.
Yes,
So,
yes.
Tony, I need you to just consider, along with Mia, a little skit show or something.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
it's all right. Like, you don't need to do anything except just be yourself.
Yeah,
Because it's funny almost every day.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah.
antics.
Yeah. She's got, you know, it's funny, Red, like, you know, talk about social media and stuff. You know, like I said, you know, I'm getting a lot better with it. Because, you know, my lady, like I said, she hooked this whole Zoom thing up and all this. She was like, how you doing this bedtime story on your phone? I'm like, yeah. She goes, no, man, come on. I got you. So, you know, I want to big up to my lady Mia for hooking all this up. You know, because you saw before we started, she's like hiding. Okay. You know, so she's a godsend. Yeah, but absolutely, man. You know, I have a good time on my page. You know, my kids, my grandkids, my family, they're all subject to my craziness. So they know, you know, listen, you know, I if I could make somebody laugh that needs a laugh, I could make somebody smile that needs a smile. If I could dance with someone who needs a dance, listen, you know, I'm the guy. You know, trust me, I'm the guy. And it's funny because I go to places, I go to all the events, I try to go, you know, support everybody, and I just love dancing. I love just love it. And sometimes you see that person sitting down and they're not there, you know, and that's when I come and I grab you and I say, cut it out. Life's too short for that. You know, let's get it in, you know. And so, you know, it's just been a wonderful ride that I'm still on. So, but absolutely check out my page, man. You know, you're gonna laugh. Don't be drinking hot coffee or tea because you're gonna spill it. All right? You know, my alter ego, Pastor Pachanga, you know, he's gonna start doing some crazy stuff soon. So that'll be fun. Absolutely.
That is already fun.
Yeah.
Harry,
Yes.
really quickly, this guy, Ali Pullman, again, who seems to pop up every week.
Ali!
He had a simple question, which was, have you ever smoked a doobie up at the chalet in Park Mount Royale? I don't know what any of that means, but I assume you do.
No, I don't. I don't know what he's talking about.
All right.
Only Ali will come
did it,
up
Ali.
like that.
Not,
Oh,
look, Ali, not there.
Not complicating things, right?
I did it, but not there.
Only Ali will ask a question like that.
I don't know where that is.
Where is that place anyway?
Where is that?
Where's that place at, Ali?
Ask Ali, where's that place at?
I'm asking him. He's listening to us. We'll see if he answers before we are done.
He'll answer shortly, I'm sure. You know, there's a slight delay with this technology.
I love it.
Wait,
I want
he answered. It's in Mountain Park in Montreal.
Okay, I figured that.
When I was in Montreal, he's asking if I've been there in Montreal.
He's asking if you smoked a doobie at the chalet in Mount Park Royale.
In Montreal.
Yes.
I was a lot younger then.
Those were the pre-doobie days.
Yeah.
So, Ali, the answer is still no.
Yeah.
Pre-doobie days.
Yeah, right?
So do you have any other questions, Rad, or?
I don't think I have any other questions. Not in particular.
My stories are like I got like I said, it's different lifetimes, man. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
Let me ask you guys this. I don't know if we've ever done this before, but how about, do you have a question for each other?
Well,
What do you want to know, Tone, from Harry?
yeah, well, actually, like I said, for me, like I said, a lot of DJs, a lot of promoters that are in this business, I know that COVID has wreaked havoc on your industry.
Yeah.
I know some DJs that make a living. This is what they do.
Yeah.
And
Me too.
I know that doing live sets is what brings the money, instant money,
Yeah.
and the traveling and the dates of playing over here and playing over there. And for me, I'm like, wow, a lot of my friends are struggling that are in the business because the COVID, and producers and promoters, event coordinators, and the way this New York City's going, they're not looking to do opening up anytime soon. And it just breaks my heart when, like how you guys are holding up, because now it's going to be more competitive now. You know what I'm saying? Like, guys, people are okay. What I got to reinvent? Has it forced you to reinvent yourself? That's my question.
Absolutely. That's the short answer. I'm gonna tell you what happened with me right when COVID happened, in March. I went live. I've always been going live. That's something that if you know me, I was always going live on Facebook, Instagram, because that's what I want to do. I want to, if I feel like sharing, I don't do it for likes or to see how many views I get. I don't do it for that. I go on because I want to share my musical, what I'm feeling at the moment with my audience, And so the bookings started to really, because all the DJs started going live,
Right.
And so what ended up happening was D-Nice did his major night, like that night where he shut down the whole internet. Remember that?
Yes.
That was March. And, it just kind of made everybody say, whoa, DJs matter, right? DJs, because, we were saving lives, and I got a call from Pix 11. Pix 11 hit me up and they were like, yo, we just, with everything going on with D-Nice, we want to do a story on you. So I was like, cool, let's do it. So I did Pix 11 Morning News, basically on the heels of D-Nice. And I started getting mad donations, man. Thank you to everybody, everyone that donated $10, $20, $50, $100. I mean, I was very grateful for that. You know what I'm saying? This is my story. This is just what I went through. And then I got contacted by Comcast Xfinity for a commercial, and I ended up, doing a commercial with Comcast and Xfinity, and that was like a check, you know what I'm saying? Thankfully, great,
Yes, absolutely.
It's time, you know what I'm saying? I lost all my gigs shut down. And I'm a gig for hire, I'm a gig employee as well. So it definitely affected my pockets, where this is what I do. I'm a gig employee. So I did the commercial that ran, it just recently stopped running. I was able to make some bread off of that. And then, just gig after gig started happening, man. And, I'm one of the lucky ones that have able to continue thriving and doing. And then, as that's happening, just realizing to step my game up, refining, my sound and making sure my sound sounds great, and just trying to do all these things to kind of help take it to the next level in this virtual space. And I was, like you said, Tony, I was just reading that, the indoor situation might not happen until even spring,
Yeah.
So we have to be creative in terms of, we just came through a summer situation. So, everything was outdoors. I know a lot of DJs doing a lot of outdoor events and stuff like that. I did some outdoor events. Not many, but I only just started coming back out again, you know. Shout out to original Rude Boy David Levy from BLS. He has this spot called Baby Jane in Fulton. I'm in Brooklyn. And that was one of the first gigs that I came out that I just started coming back out again, you know.
Okay.
But it's still outdoors, you know, it's still outdoors. And, you know, I just started going back to Red Rooster. That just happened, you know, but it's still outdoors, you know what I mean?
Right,
but still
outdoors, yeah.
dining. And, you know, so slowly but surely, you know, we have to get back out there and do what we can. But it also depends on, you know, the weather. You know, we're dealing with, you know, outdoor situation right now. So weather is a big factor, you know, in how, you know, these businesses are you know, thriving and making do. So, you know, just flowing with it right now. I can't call, I didn't see this coming.
No,
You know,
no one
I
did.
didn't see this coming. So it's kind of just like, you know, riding that situation right now and just, you know, supporting my family the best way I can. You know, shout out to my children, Eli, my eldest son, Aya, my daughter, my youngest Molly, and my grandson Noah. So I gotta shout out my kids, man. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Shout out to Rabia, my queen. You know.
Good deal, man. Good deal.
Man. But we're just trying to make it happen, man. You know,
Yeah, man.
I send prayers to each and everybody that's, you know, that's struggling or that's trying to make ends meet or trying to make it happen. Just stay focused, stay diligent, stay uplifted, you know, stay motivated, you know, stay motivated. That's all I'm saying, you know.
Good. And you know, whoever's watching now as a dancer, as somebody who you know supports and stuff, you know, listen, this ain't it's $5 to get in, but I'm on Red's guest list. Come on, man, it's $5 to get in, man. Cut it out. You know, let's for us who are fortunate that are not affected by the COVID as far as employment, we got to support. We have to support our DJs, our promoters. If they're doing something, you know, they're not charging and there's a donation or there's something you could donate, listen, man, you got to, you know, we got to, you know, for me, I know that dancing and these events, you know, I know people that suffer from depression, anxiety, you know, you know, illnesses that what we doing right now is their medicine.
Yeah.
Right. That you know, there's no depression when you're on the dance floor, when you're at Coney Island, when you're at one of the events, or you're at the loft, at the garage, or the you know, at the amphitheater. You know, shout out to, you know, people that throw those events, or in Brooklyn. You know, that helps anxiety, that helps depression.
Yep.
You know, that helps somebody who's having a bad time. They don't have that anymore. Some people don't have families. They don't. This is their family. I've spoken to people. I've invited people to my family events. They're here. They don't have any family. So I think that not only has this affected financially the promoters and the DJs and the facilitators, but it's also affected dancers and people who go to the places who this is their outlet. This is what they have. So I think it's just affecting everyone around, you know, because, you know, it's funny, talk about Little Ray, love him to death. You know, I had a conversation with him and I'm like, Ray, I can't believe it, you know, because I have a whole system, man. I got my cooler. I know what I'm bringing. I don't drink, but I got to bring drinks for everybody else, you know. And I have a system, man. I got the chairs. I had the spot. I got everything, you know. And all of a sudden now that's yanked out of you, you're like, oh. And I could imagine people who really mentally and emotionally need that. So I just pray, and like I said, I'm in the inner works, and I'm gonna try my best to get the city back on track. Not just for the sake of the city, it's just sake for us, you know, because what we have is so special, man. You know, like I said, you know, who does something for 40 years like this? Come on, you know, if Red could go back for her first ever promoted event till now, right, Red? That's a lot of events, man.
A lot of events. It's a lot.
Yeah. So think about it, you know. So, you know, I'm in every, you know, you guys are in my prayers. Harry, all you guys are in my prayers, man. You know, hopefully hopefully, life will get back as we know it. You know, so
We really connected
we'll
on boat rides, Redness.
Yes,
That's what
we
we
did.
really. Yeah, thank you so much. I
Yeah.
missed the boat rides,
Oh,
man.
the boat rides, right? Oh,
Boat
man.
rides.
Yeah.
Sure.
I have a question for you, Harry, from a viewer named Nerdish Tendency. The question is, what can our current streaming services do to be more supportive of DJs and the spaces that they create? And they said, I'm thinking about Instagram cutting people off, flagging their sets for copyright, Twitch having bandwidth, latency issues, etc.
Yeah.
So what do you think that the current streaming services need to do to kind of help support what's happening currently?
Well, I would hope that they would get the necessary licenses. I'm not claiming to be an expert on it, but in my opinion, I would hope that they would get the necessary licenses so that, you know, the DJs could just stream music. Because, okay, perfect example. Last night, you saw the Brandy versus Monica, you know, situation.
Right.
1.1 million people. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Wow.
those are real crazy numbers, man. Like that, you know what I mean? And
this is the artists themselves playing their own music.
right.
So let's be clear, like that's
Right.
something.
Right.
They're playing their own
They
music.
didn't have to worry about getting cut off or anything like that. I don't know if it's like the robot algorithms that are automatically detecting the songs and then they just cut you off or they give you the, I guess it's automated like that right now. I don't claim to be an expert again, but what I would say is for streaming platforms like IG and Facebook Live to get the necessary licenses so that the DJs can stream and then the artists will get paid. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, we do want artists to get paid.
I mean,
but
they can do it just like a Mixcloud or a
Mixcloud
SoundCloud or a Pandora
Mixcloud,
or Spotify.
Mixcloud Live has the licenses, I think.
Yeah, Mixcloud does have a license.
Mixcloud, yeah.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Those streaming platforms have those licenses. That's why you're able to hear the
Right.
music from these artists and search
Right.
these artists, and you know, so it's not like it's impossible to do.
No, it's not impossible to do. It's just that people are so used to IG now, and that's like the largest platform right now that people can stream and be, you know, live with someone and, you know, play out. And the quality, the sound quality is really dope, you know what I'm saying, on IG and Facebook. So people are drawn to IG and Facebook, but you run the risk of getting bumped off, getting muted, it's happened to me over and over and over.
I found also that, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I found also that there's something to do with like, you know, verified accounts versus people that just have regular accounts. Because like, for example, you know, I've done stuff with people like a Tony Touch who has a verified account and he'll get away with a little bit more sometimes than somebody who does not.
Right.
You know,
that's good. I mean, that's good to know, you know.
Could that be expensive to do for people that don't have it like that?
I'll be right back, y'all.
Well, you can't really get a verified account unless you have a certain, like that's up to them to give it to you. If you request it, you can request it, right?
Right.
But they don't just give you a verified account. I've requested and they'd be like, no.
Right.
So like, you know, I don't know what the criteria is that makes them say that this person is actually like verified who they are versus someone else. However, you know.
But it is frustrating because like I said, you know, like all the DJs are going live now, and I can't tell you the times where out of nowhere they're cut off or they're muted, and you know, and I think there's so many people going live now that sometimes I'm trying to go on different ones just to kind of get a taste of everything, but unfortunately a lot of times they get muted or they just completely get cut off.
Yeah.
So it's as hey, a consumer, as one that wants to listen to it,
Right.
it's frustrating to me because I'm like, I want to listen to good music, but I can't find it because, you know, I don't want to listen to a particular song. I want to listen to a set. I want to listen to a whole set of music. I want to feel like I'm in an event. I'm in a club, right? And my kids go, "Oh, Dad, you could go on iTunes." No. I want to hear. You don't understand. See, I want to hear a collective thing because that puts me in the moment.
And there's a connection there.
Yeah, and next thing you know, Lugo Bayer was playing one time. He was playing this song called Odyssey, man, and I was there. Man. I was in the mountains of the Alps, in the air, and the cloud, puffy clouds, and there was naked women everywhere, and everybody was just naked. And all of a sudden, he got cut off. Next thing you know, I opened my eyes and I realized, oh, I'm not in the Alps. I'm in the South Bronx. So it is frustrating, man. So I'm hoping there's a happy medium,
We hope so too.
Yeah.
Well, on the last note, our last note, in all fairness, Harry, did you have a question for Tony?
Yeah. Let's see.
You don't have to.
I mean,
What
I think one of the things that I wanted to know is, where did the equipment from the loft go after it closed down?
Oh,
because those speakers were the iconic.
The clips. The clips. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I saw those speakers in Brooklyn.
Yeah. So just to like I said, I've been going to loft my whole life. Before Prince and Mercer, it used to be on Broadway. That was way before me.
Okay.
And when David came up, had the loft on Prince and Mercer, from there they went to 3rd Street between Avenue B and C. So they just moved the stuff over there, because don't quote me, but I know that one of those turntables, or the needle, you can't put a price tag on that.
Yes.
Yeah, he was standing in the middle of he was standing in the middle of the floor, and like that tweeter over there, it's not working, and I'm like, what? So.
But those speakers specifically, what were they called again?
Clips. KLIPSCH, clip speakers. Those things.
Amazing.
You could hear. There's some songs that I would hear that I didn't know that had a certain instrument in it because it's so clear. Remember, David played Clarity. And Larry Levan, rest in peace, one of the greatest ever. He had that boom, 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 that loud. They had that big. I think Richard Long did the garage system. I'm almost sure of it. And Dave had more of that Clarity, that clips. The turntables. The elevated turntables on the bricks. And it still goes on today. So that equipment gets moved on. As a matter of fact, the Loft just had their 50th anniversary, February 2020.
Right.
And the church doors that were on Prince and Mercer and 3rd Street, that actual church door was there. So obviously they just bring everything with them. So it's definitely when the Loft closes down. Closed down Prince and Mercer, I thought life was over. Then they went to 3rd Street, and then when they closed, they moved on. I thought life was over. Then they went on to Avenue A. Then they went on to 14th Street. I could tell you all the addresses. So recently, now they're at the Ukraine Center. So all that stuff gets moved on. So, but it's definitely a sound system that. One of the best I've ever.
No, the reason why I brought it up is because I recently went to, I don't know if y'all know Jeannie Hopper, Liquid Sound Lounge.
We might have heard of her.
Yeah, I've heard of her. Yeah.
Yeah, she does the show Liquid Sound Lounge. She used to be on WBAI, but she did a party one night in Brooklyn, and the space that she had in had those actual speakers.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Okay.
you
Wow,
know what I mean?
that's yeah. I've never seen them anywhere else except there. So
Yeah, that's why I said, wow, you know, they must have gotten it from. I mean, they don't make them anymore. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. That's something that you need some real sound engineers to work on those. And and like I said, David was a genius. Dougie, Douglas Sherman now took the helms, genius. So they got a system where they like I said, they don't throw nothing out. I can't see them saying, oh, this needle doesn't work. They keep everything. So yeah, that just gets moved on and on. So
Yeah.
which is a good thing because I couldn't imagine, And the Loft, like I said, the Loft doesn't play CDs. They don't play. What's the stick with the thumb drive? Nah, it's just straight vinyl, But yeah. So it just moves on. So which is good. I'm getting goosebumps talking about it.
Is there anything else that you gentlemen would like to share with the people that have joined us here today?
I just want to say thank you for tuning in. I don't know if you saw my little commercial advertising that I'm going to be on Bedtime Stories, but it was crazy.
Of course it was.
Yeah. I want to thank whoever, tuned in and asked questions, and Sin and Red for having me and Harry on.
Yeah.
Red asked me, and I think before her text came through the cloud, I was like, yes, and yes. So, and anyway, Harry, absolutely.
Yo, I appreciate being on. I mean,
Yeah.
y'all know me, man, and I'm like, I feel like my life is an open book, so I try to be very relatable, and I hope that whoever, came on today that didn't know me can know a little bit more about me, and my history and some of the stuff that I've been through. Oh yeah, I shot a film, and one of the things that I have coming out is, well, my father passed away in 2017, right?
Oh,
And
blessings.
So sorry.
Rest in peace, Dad, about my father, Papido. And so we shot a documentary called Dear Father, which was a way to kind of deal with my, issues with my dad, you know what I'm saying? So the film ended up receiving an award from the Newark International Festival of People. Newark International Film Festival.
Okay.
There's a Newark Festival of People, but and so that film landed on this network called Jam Network, and it's available on Apple TV, Roku, all of that, right? And now I want to deliver more content to talk about more issues, surrounding fatherhood, because that was that film got us, to this platform, Jam Network. So now we want to be able to bring more stories about fatherhood and, issues, good, bad, or indifferent, you know what I mean? With my situation, you already know, I'm like, it's a lot of stories to tell and a lot of, ways to kind of, lift up the next generation of, Black men, because we need more, strength in our community, you know what I'm saying? And so we got to uplift our Black men. So just sharing more stories about fatherhood, Black, Black, white, or indifferent really, but, fatherhood, good, bad, or indifferent. So big shout out to the Jam Network. And that's one of the things that I'll be working on as well. Just trying to give back, man, just trying to give back to the community in a lot of ways, I did a lot and I was honored for it, but I do things, unselfishly. Like I don't do it for myself. I do it in what way can I give back to my community, and really leave a mark in this world, So
Absolutely.
using these platforms like you know, like shooting films and stuff like that, and creating documentation is something that I feel like, you know, can leave a mark and an impression, you know, in addition to my mixes, you know. And if you go to my Instagram, you know, I'm constantly delivering, you know, music content just to keep us engaged and uplifted, you know. So I play for you, I play for myself, for my sanity, you know, for my sanity, for you, the dancer, you, the promoter.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like I said, we intertwine. We are together. We're together in this, you know?
Yeah.
And shout out to all the DJs out there, man. All the DJs all across the, you know, tonight is Tuesday. I already know Tony Touch is rocking. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go pop in there and check out his vibe. And I step into place and Tony's like, yo, what's up, DJ Hard and Harry? You know, it's like stepping into the club, you know what I'm saying? Still, but in a virtual space. So shout out to all the DJs, still keeping it going, still keeping an active nightlife. You know what I mean? We got to keep doing it. We got to keep playing music. You know, we got to keep dancing, you know? So I'm going to do my part. You do yours.
That's right. That's right.
Heard.
You know what I'm saying? I love you all, man. I love you.
Absolutely. And one last note, like I said, you know, Tony Princey Lofter, go on my page. If you guys have, you know, and people who are listening or if they reach out to you guys, you have any questions in regards, because of what's happening now. Some people can't pay their rent. Some people are out of work. Some people wonder about their unemployment. Some people are just don't know what to do or where to go. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, calling 311 does nothing.
Nothing.
All right, nothing. So if you need to be steered in the right way, you need the right information. Red knows. Sometimes I come out with all this information. I put it out there. It's coming right from the source. I don't pull any punches. I give out information that's pertinent to my people. And so if you have a question about housing, just, you know, sanitation, or who's picking up what in your street, where you live, or where you might be moving to, anything. Listen, guys, 24/7, hit me up on my page, message me, tell me what kind of help you need, and I'll steer you in the right way. Trust me when I tell you that. All right.
Thank you.
You got it. Absolutely.
Here, man. I'm always accessible at Hard Hittin' Harry. You know, people hit me up all the time. They shoot me with DMs. If you got my text, if you have my phone number, you know, you can text me. You know, I love my people, man, and I'm always willing to help my people, you know. Shout out to all my Haitians and, you know,
Sac That's how you say it? Is that how you say it?
And if you don't have Harry's number, it's 347-549.
Yo.
All right, guys. We gotta get out of here.
You know what's funny? Boy Jarvis used to always say, yo, you know what I'm saying? I don't mind giving out my number because I'm always open for business. And rest in peace. That's one of the things before he passed away that he always told me. He was like, I don't mind giving out my number because I'm always open for business. And that always stuck to me, you know what I'm saying? Because you know, my number's on my business card, but I have to give it to you, you know what I'm saying? If you have it.
My number's on my Facebook, so you can find me. I
Word.
just not answer.
I always answer your phone calls. You already know.
I know you do.
I love you.
I love you for that too.
Yeah.
This has really been special for me.
Oh,
Thank
man.
you so much,
Great.
gentlemen.
Great. And, you know, thank you both for being here and for your time and for your thoughtful answers and information and lessons and all of
And for your input on this community and for your spirit.
Yes.
We're gonna be all right, man.
We are.
I'm gonna be hitting you up. So yeah.
We're gonna be all right. I feel like we just gotta just band together and continue this network that we're doing now.
Absolutely.
This virtual space. And you know, when we begin to start really coming outside as a community. But I think that for the most part, we're doing all right now. We're all learning as we're going along. I know I'm learning every day,
Absolutely.
about this, how to move with this new, COVID-19 era virtual space.
Yes.
And watching people do like productions, like all like straight productions, like the Roots Picnic produced, BET Awards produced, you know what I mean? Like a Tabu Combo Haitian event produced, things are really like,
Yeah.
So I'm
People
just,
are reinventing themselves.
excuse me?
People are reinventing themselves. They're
Yeah.
looking at new ways to how they're going to improve their lives now, and some people have made career changes because of this. Some people have done what they always wanted to do because of this.
Right.
So there's some positivity to it.
Yeah.
For me, I can't be the supermodel anymore, but hey, it happens.
We ever have the time, and we can leave and ponder on this. When will we ever have had the time to just stop
Yes.
down, drink water, cook food,
Yes.
cook food,
Read a book.
and work with your children, be at one with your children
Yes.
in a
Yes.
close environment, or if you're able to do that, or your loved one, in a stretch like the way we've been able to do. Like, I don't think we'll see that again. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
In the way that we saw it. You know what I'm saying? But it was, for me, it was cleansing. It was deeply spiritual, and a way to kind of reinvent myself. And I pray that's happened for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? We've had a lot of losses, and I've experienced my share of losses as well.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. But for the most part, it was like, it went both ways. It was a cleansing at the same time, but at the same time, you saw a lot of like death and horror and grief.
Yeah.
And especially with everything going on with Black Lives Matter. You know what I mean? It's just, we got to keep it up. It's tough.
We're going to prevail though. Just as long as I got you, I got enough. Dun, 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 dun.
Yes.
Yes.
And on that note,
This has been
Cynthia?
Bedtime Stories.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm Sin
Wow.
Rose, and
I am Red. Thanks for being with us this evening, and we will see you next Tuesday.
DJ Hard Hitting Harry, thank you so much, y'all. Appreciate you all.
Tony Prince Street Lofter. I love you guys. See you guys on the dance floor, right?
There you go.
It's the story of a lovely lady.
Yes.
And good night.
good night.